Hello everyone, good morning. Hope that you're having a great start to your weekend. It is Amanda here live from my kitchen and I am with Miss Lauren. As you know, Lauren has been on the page a couple of times. You may have remembered that she is Mrs. Indiana International and she's visiting from Indy this weekend. So I thought that this would be a great opportunity for us to get on live and just show some breakfast meal prep. So this is how easy it is to make those, egg sandwiches, egg cups, so to speak. And the way that I like to do it is, gather all the ingredients. You get yourself a 9x13 pan or a smaller pan. You can make it, in a square or a round pan, whichever you have at home. It doesn't really matter. And then we're actually going to pour all of the eggs inside here and we're going to bake it in the oven. And then after that, we are going to cut them in squares and then you can freeze them individually. And I have some freezer paper here cut into squares all ready to go, with a couple slices of wax paper in between. And you can use this freezer paper to keep your individually wrapped sandwiches from getting freezer burn. We're gonna label them and date them, stick them in that freezer, and they'll be ready to go for the next couple of weeks. So remember, we're looking for variety every single day. We don't want to eat the same thing every day. And when we meal prep and we freeze, the idea is not to do that. It's to have a lot of variety and change from day to day. And the freezer is what will help you gain that momentum with meal prep. Okay, so Miss Lauren has the pulled eggs here. We didn't add any milk or anything like that. So if you want to, you can add some milk. You can do like a grass-fed cow's milk, organic. You can do a nut-based milk here, like an unsweetened almond, coconut milk, cashew milk. It's completely up to you. Adding milk will allow the eggs to kind of rise a little bit and make them a little bit fluffier and have more body. But we decided that we're not going to add milk today. So we are just, very good job, Lauren. How's it going, Dana?
It's good.
Okay.
So we've got these mixed. I don't add milk to mine because I don't want added sugars or other things that aren't unnecessary.
Okay.
I usually cook my eggs every morning, so.
Okay, so what are we gonna add to this then?
So we're gonna add some mushrooms and onions that we've cooked down already.
So we've cooked down mushrooms, onions, fresh garlic, and also I put a little bit of Himalayan pink sea salt in there and grated cracked pepper. So those are already seasoned, and I like to kind of season on the lighter side. That way if you're cooking for your entire family, people have different dietary needs, they can always season afterwards. Okay, so you can let people season to their taste, which I think is important because that allows us for an individual dietary plan. All right, then we also have here, what's this?
We have shredded zucchini.
So fresh shredded zucchini. And we want to have it shredded because if you have it cubed, it actually can create a lot of water because the zucchini, remember this, zucchini is actually a fruit, you guys, all right? So remember it has seeds in there. So we're adding our fruit to our egg, so to speak. And again, zucchinis is really high in water content. So shredding it allows it to kind of, the water content to be dispersed throughout your egg mixture and instead of cubing it. And then we have about 1/4 cup of grated high quality Pecorino Romano cheese. And we're just gonna add that in here for flavor. Again, if you're dairy free, you can just omit the cheese completely. Or if only certain cheeses work for you, any cheese will work here. You can do a farmer's cheese, which is grated. You can do a high quality like Gouda. You can wait until it's about halfway cooked and sprinkle the cheese on top. This is your meal, so however you want to make it. I have actually at times made half of the pan one way and the other half of the pan another way. So I have grated cheese and put it on this side, and then use some other different types of cheeses, maybe sprinkled some freshly chopped bell peppers on the other side. So it's whatever we do is trying to keep it simple always. That's my motto. If you've been on the page for a while, you've been following me, you know that I like to keep the meal prep as simple as possible. So we want to do everything at one time, so we're not messing the kitchen and cleaning at separate times. Okay, so I'm just mixing this cheese in. Doesn't that smell good?
Mm-hmm.
So
it smells awesome.
It smells really good. We got the garlic infused with. You can add anything that you want to this. You can do some chopped Canadian bacon.
Or those slices on top. So
you can slice
if you're
on
making
top.
it in certain portion sizes, you could do like a Western omelet kind of thing and use bell peppers and onions. And then take Canadian bacon slices. You can get those at Costco and they're round. And you can simply put those just on top of your egg mixture when you're done pouring it in the pan. And it will actually serve as a guide for your portions as well. And then you have some Canadian bacon on top.
Awesome. All right, so we're just kind of spread that even throughout there. Doesn't that look good? You can get a really high quality nitrate-free ham, and you can slice that up in here. Turkey. I've even used leftover pork from dinner and sliced it into small cubes and sprinkled it on here. Get creative. Use what you have left over. Think about using that main protein source that you've already cooked for other meals in the next meal when you're doing meal prep, okay? We're always thinking ahead to the next thing that we're cooking. So I'm just gonna put this in the oven. I'm gonna bake it at 350 degrees for about, I don't know, maybe like 12 or 15 minutes. I mean, it doesn't take very long to cook at all. And just so you know, I took a little bit of grass-fed butter and I kind of seasoned the pan a little bit and lined it so the eggs would not stick. If you're using a stone glassware, glazed glassware, you might not even have to use anything, or like a seasoned stone. It just depends on what you're using. But this one I wanted to pick glass for you today so you're able to see what we're doing very clearly. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the oven. And then when I'm done, I'm actually going to take a knife and I'm going to cut it in squares like I would cake. And then if I have like a high fiber whole grain English muffin, or I actually make my own homemade bread here at the house, and those are, it's in a loaf, a traditional loaf, so those are in squares. So I know exactly how much egg to put on my sandwich, and I'm portioning that out appropriately. I can usually get like 4 rows, 3 or 4 rows horizontally out of this 9x13 pan, if that gives you some type of portion guide to look at. So, and then that's basically it. And again, you're wrapping these individually in the freezer paper. We're labeling and dating them with the Sharpie, and you have something to grab and go. You can have this for breakfast, or you can have it for lunch, or you can have it for dinner. Remember, when we eat throughout the day, dinner foods are not always dinner foods. Breakfast foods can be eaten at lunch. So open your mind and and know that you can interchange foods. They can be eaten anytime and enjoyed any time of the day. Focus on quality, focus on nutrient dense meals, and get to meal prepping this weekend. I hope this was helpful for you guys. So any questions, comments below. Let us know if you've enjoyed this video, if it was helpful to you, and how you're going to incorporate the tips moving forward. So any other thing you want to add?
No? Have a wonderful day.
Yeah.
Good weekend.
Have a good weekend, you guys, and we'll talk to you soon.